Hello everyone, welcome to the online teaching series of Gopalswamy Independent PU College, Mysore. I am Suma, Economics Lecturer. In today's session of Employment of First PUC, let us discuss about the topic of role of government. You all know that the government plays a key role in providing the employment opportunities to the public. So therefore, here government has two main objectives. The first objective is to reduce the social inequality and the second objective is to reduce the situation of relative poverty, because in these days the gap between the rich and poor is widening day by day. So there is a greater social inequality among the rich and poor. So there is a greater social inequality and it is the primary objective of the government to reduce it. You all learnt in the previous lesson of poverty that there are two types of poverty. The first one is absolute poverty and the second one is relative poverty. So in the case of absolute poverty, a person is unable to meet the basic needs of his life, that is food, clothing and shelter, wherein in the case of relative poverty, the people belonging to the same economic backgrounds and who are residing in the same area are not having same types of income. So there is a mismatch in the income of the people belonging to the same backgrounds. So this is the case of relative poverty. The government even wants to reduce this also. So therefore, the government with its two types of projects like the creation of direct employment opportunities as well as the creation of indirect employment opportunities. It is providing employment to the people of our country. So through the direct employment opportunities, the government of India is providing employment in its different types of departments so that it can get the assistance of the people in the successful carrying out of the administration, and also it is appointing people in the government sector undertakings and public sector enterprises, wherein in the case of indirect employment opportunities, the government established industries are increasing their output level and thereby they are increasing the employment opportunities. For example, in a government run steel industry, if the output is increased, obviously the employment opportunities will also increase. So as in the case of private sector enterprise also, which gets the raw materials from the public sector industries or the government, they also to compete with the existing situation, they also will buy more amount of raw materials and they also increase their general output level. So when this output level is increased, naturally the employment opportunities are created. So the government of India is getting all these information related to the employment opportunity, the areas in which it has to improve, in the sectors to which it has to give more importance in the area of employment generation, are all obtained through different types of sources. The first source is reports of census in India. You all know that census is held in our country once in every 10 years. The first census in India was held in the year 1881. The enumerators will visit around the country. The enumerators will visit each and every individual house and they collect the necessary data. So out of the data collected by these enumerators, the government of India decides about the general employment level and it makes an analysis and comparison with the previous census reports, and thereby it takes its own measures to create more employment opportunities in the areas required. The next one is National Sample Survey Organization, the NSSO. It is an autonomous body working under the government of India and it is providing the periodical information through its journals, and people can have an access towards it and know about the availability of employment opportunities in different sectors. The next one is Directorate General of Employment and Training. The Directorate General of Employment Training is a Government of India set up organization, and it gives information related to the employment opportunities that are available and the areas to which the Government of India has to concentrate more to provide employment opportunity. And it also studies the causes and makes an analysis based on its previous reports. And the fourth one is employment exchange. Each and every district in our country has an employment exchange, and through these employment exchanges the people of India are obtaining information related to the availability of the jobs in different sectors, both in the public sector as well as the private sector, and the data that are furnished through these employment exchanges give necessary information to the Government of India related to the employment situation and current changes that are taking place in the area of employment. These days, the employment opportunity in the formal sector is reducing gradually because there is lots of casualization of workforce is being done. It is a process of movement of the people from formal sector to informal sector in search of job opportunities, and they are moving towards wage employment. Today, wage employment is in practice everywhere in both the private sector as well as the public sector. The people are now getting the jobs on contract basis, and here the contract will expire after a period of year, and a fresh appointment of the same person will be taken based on his previous performances. So any time they can expel a person from job if he is not coping up with the existing demands and needs of the job. So Government of India is achieving its objective of bringing reduction in the social inequality as well as reducing the relative poverty. It has different goals. So these goals are to provide employment opportunities in the area of primary health, primary education, rural drinking and water supply, the rural sanitation and housing projects, construction of roads, construction of dams, bridges, and also the improvement of wastelands and degraded lands. So the Government of India is looking into the different types of ventures in the areas of rural health and sanitation, and it is providing daily wages employment to the people who are working in the nearby area, so that it is helping even in the areas of self-employment also by imparting different types of skill development trainings. So in the area of construction of roads and bridges and dams, the Government of India wishes every remote corner of our country should have a connectivity with the urban road or with the main road, with the nearby main road, so that the transportation of goods and services are made easy, because the transportation system is known as the nervous system of the country, of the economy. The Government of India wishes to improve the development of roads. Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana is in operation, and everywhere through this Gramin Sadak Yojana, the roads in the rural areas are being constructed and they are being connected to the main roads of the urban areas in the nearby location. So with this, the government is intending to have a enormous improvement in the production of goods and services, so that it can achieve its goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today the goal of Government of India is to have self-sustenance and to become self-reliant. The more amount of exports, if they are improved, the amount of imports will be reduced, and once the imports are reduced, lots of money will be saved with the Government of India, so that in turn it can invest in different types of projects, including the social infrastructure as well as the economic infrastructure. So therefore, the Government of India is imparting skill development training with the help of rural development and self-employment training institutes. So with these rural development and self-employment training institutes, the local commercial banks are joining and they are tied up, and together they are imparting a short duration training programs to the rural folk, so that everyone can become self-sustainable, self-reliant, and can contribute to the production of goods and services by sitting in their areas only. So in search of job, many of the people are migrating, many of the rural people are migrating in these days to the urban areas. So to prevent this, the people in the rural areas are provided employment training in their particular regions itself, and whatever the goods that they are producing in their particular region is being marketed in the nearby areas only. So therefore the government of India has even established the APMCs, the agricultural produce and marketing committees, in every district, so that the people who are growing or the popular crop of that particular region will be marketed in that particular area, and the people who wish to buy it come around the country to that area and buy it. So this is a very important step taken by the government of India in the promotion of rural employment. The government of India, with different types of projects that are undertaken by the guidance of different various ministries, is providing employment opportunities to the public. So the first one is Integrated Rural Development Program, IRDP. Under this program, the government of India is giving employment opportunities, is providing employment opportunities to the rural people, so that they can have self-sustenance and they can stop migrating from their area to the urban areas in search of jobs, because this migration is very risky and it is very difficult for them to find a job in the urban area. The government of India doesn't want anyone to die out of starvation and hunger, so that it is giving necessary training and also the financial assistance through the banks, through the nearby banks, so that the people who are capable of generating the services or producing any kinds of goods can assist the government of India by employment, by their contribution to the GDP. The next one is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is NREGA. It is popularly called as NREGA. Today it is supported by another name called as Mahatma Gandhi NREGA project. So under this also again rural people are being concentrated more by the government of India, so that they can get job opportunities and earn income. So the government of India wants everyone to be self-sustained, and economically everyone should be capable of earning their livelihood. The third one is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Here, through this, the government of India is fetching jobs to the people through self-employment schemes by imparting them the necessary trainings. The fourth one is Jawahar Rozgar Yojana. It is even called as Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. Through this Yojana or project also, the government of India is assisting the educated people in both urban areas as well as in the rural areas, and they should undergo a training, and when they produce the certificate of this training with necessary qualifications, get an amount of loan ranging from 1 lakh to 10 lakh, and out of that they can establish their own self-employment. The next one is Rural Employment Generation Program, REGP. This is launched by KVIC. Khadi Village Industries Corporation has launched this project on 1st April 1995 to support the rural folk. So the target of this project is to provide 2 million job opportunities to the rural folk of India. So along with providing job opportunities, the people who have found job opportunities through the Khadi Village Industries Corporation will be given financial assistance ranging from 1 lakh to 25 lakh based on their project reports. So along with the necessary training and the financial assistance, today many have proved that they are successful through this rural employment generation program, because everyone cannot be housed in the formal sector. As you all know, only 6% of the total population is being housed or employed in the formal sector. Rest of the 94% of population is engaged either in the informal sector or under self-employment activities. So therefore the primary sector, which involves the forestry, agriculture, fishing and any job related to the natural resources, houses 49% of the population belonging to the employment. And the secondary sector, which is into the transformation of raw materials into finished products, that is, it is into the construction activities, activities, mining and quarrying, and also into different types of activities which convert the raw materials into finished products, semi-finished products as well as into finished product. This sector houses 24% of the people belonging to employment, and the tertiary sector houses 27% of the population belonging to the employment. So, in this tertiary sector, lots of avenues are emerging day by day, and tertiary sector is the one which is contributing more to the GDP in these days. This sector includes the business process outsourcing and knowledge process outsourcing. So, India being emerging as the second largest economy of Asia and the third largest economy of the world, it is now being supported with the tertiary sector. It is into trading, transportation, communication, and into different types of logistic services. So, you all know that transportation system is the nervous system of an economy. Here both with improved infrastructures related to transportation and communication, India is proving itself as the greatest venture for the foreign direct investment. Many states in India are known for their infrastructure in different areas. In Karnataka, Bangalore is known for the infrastructure related to communication, and therefore it is known as the Silicon City of India, and thereby it is attracting lots of foreign institutional investors, and they are investing in Bangalore. Likewise, if you go to Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, medical tourism is very popular. Particularly Kerala is known for its very well social infrastructure with best hygienic and health practices. It is attracting lots of people, lakhs of people around the world for the naturopathy and also for all types of Ayush treatments. And the other areas of tertiary sector belong to education also. Today it is made possible for both of us to communicate with each other during this pandemic period also because of the developed infrastructure in the area of communication. So with all this, the area of employment generation is improving day by day, and the employments are created in different sectors of our country. Lots of opportunities are being emerging in the area of tertiary sector because India itself is being recognized as the largest service provider of this world. So therefore, it is known for the service agencies. Everywhere India is into the transportation and communication, and whatever the horticultural products, maybe they are flowers or fruits, everything that are produced in India will be transported to other countries within 1 or 2 days, so that everything is made available to other countries within 1 or 2 days. And it is because of the acceptance of the new economic policy in the year 1991 created lots of opportunities through liberalization, privatization and globalization. The world has become a global hub, and everywhere the connectivity is more active, and people from around the world is moving from one country or one continent to another continent in search of jobs and additional salaries. So this is helping the world to exchange the technical know-how also, and therefore in the tertiary sector also there are lots of job opportunities are found, and even in the primary sector also, even though more than 50% of the population are directly engaged with this sector, only it is housing 49% of the employment creation because it is not well versed with the necessary farming equipments. It is not well aware of the technological progress that is undertaken in this area. So therefore, lots of skills and trainings are being imparted to the people who are into the agriculture, and they are sent to different countries to know about the changes that are being taken over in the area of agriculture. Earlier, agriculture was the backbone of our country, and now gradually it is transforming towards industries. So today industries are earning lots of income than agriculture, and India's income is being mainly contributed by industries rather than agriculture. Therefore, the past governments since independence have dealt with these employment opportunities in a different way, and they have tried their maximum to achieve their targets. In spite of this, it is not becoming possible because of the rapid growth of population. So, there is a greater mismatch between the creation of employment opportunities as well as the emerging new population. So, therefore, it is said that everyone should have the self-sustenance, and the self-employment is said to be the best employment to a country with such a huge population. India, being the second largest country in terms of population, is now deciding itself to find employment opportunities in the domestic areas only, with an intention of having Atmanirbhar Bharat. So, with this I conclude this session, and in our next session let us continue with other topic. Thank you.